3 stages, introduction to the deep half guard, and we worked on the sweeps to the east and the west, and then we worked on the north version of the sweep, and in the final stage we used the deep half guard as a defensive mechanism, as a trick, and I'm sure it's going to be, through some practice, you're going to realize that it's actually quite effective. This way, please. So we're here, guys. Okay. First stage, remember what we talked about at the cross-face aspect? Making sure I get a hand in between. Left hand coming through, bridging, flaring, shrimping, making that wall. Kicking, coming up, flaring out. His hand is far, so I can't grab it. Now we went into the deep half guard from here. We pivoted, head coming in. It's very important to keep tight. So we can attempt to do it at a distance, but at times it might not be as effective. Instead, I should try to think of getting my head in, now shrimping through. Pivoting, guys. Pivoting, establishing. Left hand underneath for safety. Now my legs, guys. Keeping it crossed. Whenever I decide to open it up, that means I'm going for the sweep and the bridge. I have it crossed and it's tight. It will help me pivot. If I want to stabilize for a temporary period, triangle formality. When I'm ready to gain some momentum, X. Back and forth. So we work on the sweeps. We're in this position. When I am ready, I would open up as the first sweep. Use my legs as a bridge. Flare out my arm and shoot to the side. So I'm here, flare out my arm, bridge, come up. I continue to control the belt. I don't let go. I grab. If you have the belt at any time, attempting to pass the guard and or someone is in your guard, you're going to realize that it's very powerful. Controlling the belt, I bridge, use my leg as support, and we can go for a basic pass from there. Now for the second angle. Everything's the same, guys. I'm here. Head comes in, huh? Coming through, pivoting, hand underneath. What's going to happen is, as you experience this particular position, I can leave my hand out, and I can use it at times as bait. If Mr. Mike decides to grab it, he'll get himself off. Yeah, if he grabs it here, and he starts to go, for example, for a key lock. What's going to happen is he starts to use his way forward, and at that point, we can use the north sweep, and we can sweep him. But for now, we want to acclimate ourselves to safety and precision, and from there, hopefully build the position. Hand comes underneath, we swept to that direction, now we're sweeping to the opposite direction. Look at my legs, guys, the X. Everything is tight. When I'm ready, I choose the direction. Here, open, that means I'm going to that direction. I bridge, I flare with my hand that's behind his belt, I flare, my left hand shoots up. So hypothetically assuming if I was like this, no gi for example, I would shoot up. But here I have a gi, so I want to keep it tight. I don't want him to step over. I shoot. I come. I'm up. I'm controlling his belt. If you can stay up, please. Controlling his belt. Using his belt. Pulling, and I can get my hooks in, for example. One direction, second direction. The third sweep is going up, using our feet. Everything is the same. But instead of bridging, at times we don't have that athleticism. We can be hurt. It could be many things. We use our legs, and you'll be surprised how effective that is. Everything is the same. Head in. Here, we have our bridging motion. When I'm ready, same thing on both sides. If I'm going in on this side, I open, use my bottom leg, and I'm going to kick and flare, just like a butterfly sweep. Keep my hand at the belt. I can carry, we can switch to do a lot of things. Same thing on the opposite side. We then moved on, guys, to the defensive aspect of this technique. We're in half guard. Yep, Mr. Mike has a cross face. What I'm going to do is, I can't turn into him, but at times what I can do is I can create enough space where my hand can come through. So I create enough space where I can turn. My left hand is going to drive down towards my own hip. My other hand is going to come in, protect my neck. So we're gonna act like I'm giving my back up to Mr. Mike, and I roll to the side. And naturally what he wants to do is go towards my back. My head is to the mat, my hand is protecting my neck. Now my bottom hand is gonna use it as a trick to pivot, grab, end up where we were, and pivot. So we're using the technique as a form of defense. All we're doing in this position, guys, is you're just rolling to the side. The person naturally wants to go to your back. Mr. Mark starts working towards my back, and I just go force myself into the deep half guard position. So the deep half guard position is a very complex position. It doesn't stop. You can always make yourself better. Different types of grips, lapel grips, waiter sweeps, ankle attacks, all types of things. But hopefully, through these lessons, we've at least understood the position, its philosophy, its mechanics, and hopefully we can use that for our advantage. Let's get into some rounds. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Yosof. Good class.
Thank you.